Good morning, and welcome to the Ericka Redic Show, where we're still looking for a better name for this program. It's that time of year where our moral betters at the State House are deciding what we Vermonters can or cannot be trusted with. Our own anti-gun czar, Senator Phil Baruth of Chittenden County, sponsored Bill S30, which would prohibit the possession of firearms at childcares, hospitals, and government buildings. The bill is co-sponsored by 15 other senators, enough to secure passage if they all vote for the final draft of the bill. Though he did not provide any examples or cite specific instances in Vermont, Phil Baruth told the committee that we face an unprecedented threat of gun-toting people upset by national politics and mask-wearing mandates.
The pandemic intensified that in that anti-mask protests began to also merge with these armed groups, and people in stores have been threatened, people in hospitals, people in daily life who ask others to wear a mask have started to be routinely assaulted and threatened. So we're in an unprecedented time.
Baruth calls the measures common sense ideas, but state law already prohibits carrying guns in schools and courts. Vermont Defender General Matt Valerio took no position on the bill, but said the problem S30 tries to solve, gun violence in public, is already covered by other laws. For example, carrying a dangerous weapon with intent to injure others carries a sentence of up to 10 years. It's not the carrying of the firearm that's the problem, Valerio said. It's the intent of the person carrying the firearm that's the problem.
If you're not deterred by a life in prison situation, you are not going to be deterred from carrying a weapon. The bottom line is that these statutes for the individuals who seek to cause problems for people probably do not deter, and actually there's no evidence that they do deter the conduct that is sought to be prohibited. People who, without the ability to respond to threat at a daycare or government building or hospital, are the people who end up working there because they don't have the ability to defend themselves. Attorney General T.J. Donovan weighed in by suggesting that some people feel intimidated by other people carrying guns. Caledonia County Republican Joe Benning pushed back.
If we are passing this bill because people are intimidated, that opens up an unending list of potential places where intimidation alone brings in similar statutory moves. And I think the overall intent of the bill is to make sure no actual violence occurs in these locations. I don't want to get onto the slippery slope of saying somebody, because they're intimidated by the mere presence of a weapon, that's rationale for us to pass legislation like this.
As the hearing closed, Executive Director Chris Bradley of the Vermont Federation of Sportsmen's Clubs said what many Vermonters already know about gun safety in the Green Mountain State.
We are now the second safest state. We continually either first or second. We are second to Maine, and Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont have exceptionally similar firearms laws. The laws that we have stand in rather stark contrast to what we see in, say, New York and Massachusetts, where we see literally double the violent crime rate that is in Vermont. And what is the difference between those states, New York and Massachusetts, and Maine, New Hampshire, and Vermont, if it's not their firearms laws? So I leave that question. Firearms, as you know, are part of our culture. They're an integral part of many Vermonters' lives. And it really represents the ability of a Vermonter to defend themselves.
At his Friday press conference, Governor Phil Scott said S30 is not a priority for him, but he has supported gun control legislation in the past. He said he'll be following S30 as it progresses through the legislature and urged Vermonters to weigh in. We here at the Ericka Redic Show encourage you to weigh in as well. In our representative republic, it's important to let your lawmakers know where you stand on these and other issues. You can find a contact list of all Vermont media and legislators by county on the Vermont Daily website, vermontdailychronicle.com. On Saturday, Vermont Right to Life held its annual Rally for Life. State House correspondent and Vermont Daily editor Guy Page talked to a young, non-religious Democrat who is also strongly pro-life. Here's that interview.
This is Guy Page with Vermont Daily. I'm here at the Rally for Life with Addison Bowen from Wallingford. And you see his sign, it says, not a person, 1815, 1945, 2021. Addison, tell me about this sign. Why do you feel that way?
You know, geez, times change, people don't. We're always looking for some group to exploit.
To learn more about the Rally for Life, check out Guy Page's report at vermontdailychronicle.com. You can also learn more about Vermont's push to add abortion to our Constitution by tuning in to Generally Irritable on YouTube on Monday, February 1st at 8 p.m. Eastern. We'll have Vermont Right to Life Director Mary Beerworth on the program to discuss the bill. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.